Hi everyone, V here, and welcome back to Wani Gator. Last time we almost got killed during an apology, and we managed to submit our photography to an art contest. But I don't feel like we've made that many significant choices just yet. Let's take a look where all of this is going to lead us. Hope I didn't just jinx it for myself. Okay, so that was right after the upload, okay. My nerves had been acting up when I first stepped back into the classroom. Made even worse when I was hit with another flashbang. Hello again. After my 20 other classmates had finished laughing, Mr. Yadakan made a show of waving a freshly taken photo from a fancy fold-up camera from the 70s. I dubbed this portrait the Tudor Sans Poet. Okay, bold student, thank you. Thanks a lot, really. I'm pretty sure that I butchered the French, at least the pronunciation, but I'm pretty damn sure that it really meant a bold student, so thanks. After he thumbtacked the shot on a cold board filled with full snapshots of everyone else, Mr. Yadakan reassured me and set me right next to Ben. He managed to sum up his syllabus in under a minute, instead taking the majority of the time to go over our first lesson assignment on exposure and lightning. With each new light fixture he brought out and explained, I felt my mind swirl faster with new possibilities of alt shots. If only I had that then, or if I could have used that there. I feel that. Now that you've had small taste of it, we'll start on your first photography assignment, proper lighting. I'm salivating at the thought. Mr. Yadakan had just finished his first lesson where he handed out all sorts of equipment to look over. It's the first time I've handled some of these things, like the enormous box light that was still taking up the entirety of my desk. Remember though, that these are just tools meant to enhance the photo. You can highlight a turd all you want, it's still a turd. I really like his approach. The crude language guarantees a chortle from the few half-listening students. The teacher looks over to the clock and hums. Well, I see that we managed to finish this lecture a tad bit early. Why don't you all take these last 10 minutes to compare notes, maybe even consider doing the assignment as a call-out piece with a classmate. The room is quick to fill with the sound of chatter. I wonder if I... Hey! I turn to Ben and see his eager grin. Do you want to do a joint piece, since you don't know any good spots in the school and all? I pull out the assignment sheet from beneath the lightweight light on my desk and give it a quick scan again. Present a set of photos demonstrating your understanding of proper lighting. You're allowed to borrow one lighting tool and must take the shot on school premises. And I swear, I've handed out this assignment for years now. If one student just takes a picture of the hallway outside the classroom, I'm going to personally throw them over the railing. You know what? I don't think Yadakan would do it, but I can totally see that he's the kind of teacher that would definitely write this kind of thing. Also, if like half of the students are doing exactly the same shot, then it would get a little bit stale. I totally agree. Be original, please. I've got a perfect place for it. If we work together, we can even use 2 items. The offer is too tempting. Sure. I hold out my hand and Ben takes and shakes it, sealing the pact. My face is feeling weird from all the smiling today. But in truth, I've been enjoying Mr. Yadakan's class so much that I couldn't stop. It feels like I've the entire world to gain from Mr. Yadakan's lesson. And the entire world to explore, seeing as ever since the move I hadn't had time to actually explore Volcaldera Bluffs. Okay, so we are constantly zooming in, so I guess we are zoning out? Sure, on occasion I go out of my own box and stuff, but who doesn't? Besides, it'd be a pretty lame photographer if I didn't go out and find stuff to photograph. I'm really good at reading recently. And you know what? I've been meaning to do a little looking around here. So, to everyone else, this assignment makes them have to explore the school, but I get to. Pretty sweet deal if I do say so myself. Dude, cut the internal monologue, please. The hall outside the classroom is the only one major photo op. Between that and the murals outside, I'm certain to find something cool. Now the murals won't work on their own. Inko, bitch, please. Darling, bro. Focus. Since it was my first thought to use them, that means it's likely someone else's first thought. I need to think outside the box a bit. Think of some way to use the school's architecture to my advantage in a way that... Inko! Finally, thank you. My thoughts are disrupted by a worried-looking Ben. No, he looks more like he's pissed off. Maybe I should see a doctor, man. Head injuries are no laughing matter. I'm fine. What were you saying? I was asking how you were doing. You know, with school and classes now. Oh, right. Doing good. Yeah, totally. At least we are not mumbling. Really good, actually. I'm in a class that I'm 100% enjoying and starting to make some genuine friendships. Compared to the disaster of yesterday, today has been astoundingly positive. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've even got some friends now. Great! Oh, what about your art submission? Was Liz able to help? There's something nibbling at the corner of my thoughts at the mention of the long-necked girl. Yeah, she gave me my login stuff and everything. Uploading the submission was a piece of cake after all. Awesome, though it does make a competition now. Both Liz and I have pieces in the running too. She told me she had submitted something, yeah. I'm a bit concerned since I didn't have as much time to prepare anything, but... Hey, everyone's got a chance, you never know. Yeah, she was pretty cool about it too. That whole friend group is pretty welcoming. I think I'm pretty lucky. Lucky? Ben seems perplexed by my statement. He said something at lunch when Olivia vanished. I'm noticing for a silent paraplegic, she sure has a lot of people upset. You got some hidden drama with her too? No, not really. Wait, two? Who? Okay. Yadakan calls out to us, striding over to inspect. I take it you gentlemen are conversing about your assignment together. Of course, Miss Yadakan. We were just discussing where we take a picture, right, Ben? He's not buying the bullshit. Well, that's good then. I'm 100% convinced he did not buy it. Ah, good thing you guys weren't talking about something off topic like gossip. That would be pretty embarrassing use of your time right off the bat, I think. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Especially considering you're currently the subject of some fairly humorous gossip, aren't you, Mr. Nito? I'm awash in a wave of shame from his word. I look at Ben, and I can see he feels it as well. If the air around someone needs clearing, clear it yourself. Yadakan has a point. Maybe once a friendship is established, I can learn more about her. He was totally listening on everything we said. Alright, off you go now. And remember to get your assignment done by the end of the week. The room empties out slowly. Most of my peers still chatting and discussing their plans for the assignment. Before I can continue talking with Ben about our own project, the Stuco president is already packed up and exiting the room. Guess we'll talk later then. Packing up my own notebook, I wave goodbye to my new favorite teacher and head off to my next class. Honestly, Yarakan sounds like the kind of guy that I would love to have as a teacher myself. At least just judging from the interaction so far. Walking into history class for the first time, and it's about what I expected it to look like. Dude, I am so sorry for you. I hated history in school. Like, there are only two bits of history that I genuinely found interesting, and that was the Civil War and World War II. And everything else beyond that was just such a freaking boredom. I was unable to focus or remember any date at all. Pictures of historical figures, small relics from various regions, and cartography of the Earth during its stages of continental drift. Though I noticed that there's a distinct lack of a teacher in the class. Must be finishing up their lunch, I assume. Well, better get a good seat now before they're all taken. Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. I settle myself into my chosen desk and pull out my history book and notebook, along with a pencil. As the classroom fills with more and more students, it becomes a blur of vibrant scales. A few minutes pass, and I'm still wondering where the teacher is. The suddenness of the door slamming open stops any and all noise. It's quiet enough to hear a pin drop. The figure walks into the classroom and oh my fucking god, don't tell me he's the history teacher. I cannot do the voice all the time. Oh sweet heaven, no. I'm with you on that, dude. He stands there and stares down at everyone, menacingly. He's the history teacher too? Oh, thank god. Well, she looks kind of familiar. Thanks for walking me to my classroom, Sully. Of course, Miss Brockling. Oh my fucking god. I mean, it's fitting, I guess? Oh, thank crap to Jesus, he isn't our teacher. The raptor woman adjusts her glasses as she scans around the room before looking down at the paperwork in her hands. Looks like we'll have some late arrivals, but let's get down to business. I know that I introduced myself yesterday, but for any of those who weren't here, her momentary glance at me makes me believe Sully told her about my absence. My name is Miss Brockling, and this is history class. In this course, we'll be learning about the history of our primeval ancestors and their advancements through history. You can even say that it'll be like going back in time. Doesn't that sound exciting? I'm sorry, but no, you might look cute, but no, history is not my forte. Despite her admittedly false enthusiasm, everyone in class responds with uninterested murmuring. Not sure why though. This all sounds exciting. Inko, maybe you really need to get your head checked. Okay. She walks over to her desk and places down her pile of folders before flipping open her own special version of the history book. With a click of a button, she also turns on the projector to reveal a prepared slideshow for today's lecture. To learn about the extensive history of Saurians and their culture is something I've yearned for. No, I'm not gonna comment on that, dude. If you can turn your books to page 36, we'll begin with the first chapter detailing the earliest interaction between Saurians and the hominids. Oh, that sounds interesting. No, it doesn't. I think I jinxed myself. Miss Brockling's history class is the polar opposite to Yarakan's photography class. While her introduction to the class engaged me at first, things have slowed down into an unbearably slow crawl. My eyes scan over the introductory text of the first chapter. Despite the tension between the two groups, human settlers to the New World would continue to make overtures of prey to the native Velociraptor tribes. Pretty sure I've read this line 3 times now. Yeah, you are doing anything you can just to keep yourself occupied to make the time flow faster. I'm totally with you on that. I tear my eyes away from the page in the hopes of blinking the boredom away. I look up to see the teacher staring down at various papers on a desk with laser focus. I must have stared too long though, because I end up locked in staring contest with Brockling. She raises an eyebrow at me. Okay then, write down notes of pages 3 through 7 about the discovery of the New World. Without even fully comprehending the words before me, I'm copying the page down to the letter in my notebook. Absent-mindedly, I begin to recall everything that's happened so far with my new classmates. Ben carries himself with a lot of refinement, and is easily my first pick as a photography partner. But that Mia girl, she doesn't seem to want to make friends. Nah, she doesn't seem like the friendly type. She's got style though. Of course, I could have figured that out from the cold look she gave me yesterday, not to mention the rude hand gesture. Damien's very friendly, even if he can be a bit too enthusiastic sometimes. And though my encounter with Liz was brief, I can tell she's dependable. My progress in making friends has been pretty good, all things considered. But then there's Olivia. So far, she's still an enigma, and coupled with the apparent history she has with the others, it makes me all the more curious about her. Let's say it would be a bad idea to get invested, but in the end, it's effectively gossip and hearsay. This had come as something of a shock to me, but... And what do we have here, Miss Alford? Okay, so we are sharing class? The sudden voice of Miss Brockling snaps me out of my thoughts. I lead my head to see the teacher looking down at... Yep. Wait a minute, Olivia is here too? As luck would have it, I share not one, but 2 classes with Olivia. I must have been so jaded from trying to read this textbook that I didn't even notice the girl in the wheelchair. She sits in the front row, diagonally in front of me, and I don't think she's noticed the strange twist of fate herself. Only the second day of the school year and already doodling in class again? She proceeds to pick up a piece of paper from Olivia's desk. Looks like she's been drawing on it, though I can't tell what they are from where I'm sitting. Listen, Olivia, I know history isn't the most exciting subject to learn, but could you at least pretend that you're taking notes? The only response I hear from Olivia is a heavy sigh before leaning her head back down. While the teacher returns to skulking around the room, Olivia hunches over a notebook. Although I don't think those are notes she's taking. Nah, no one would do something like that with a totalitarian teacher patrolling the room. It's an attempt to get all of us to focus, but... I'm fighting a losing battle to keep my eyelids from shutting. I'm with you on that one. My jaws clenched tight, suppressed the loud yawn building inside, even as Miss Brockling skulks right past me. Just before my drowsiness can overtake me though, I notice minute movement in the corner of my eye. One of my classmates glances up at the teacher, whose eyes are roving over the opposite side of the room, and down to scribble something down. The paper is then folded into a neat little note, and... I watch as the next person carefully unfolds the sheet and also scribbles on it, before folding and passing it along again. Curiosity thoroughly piqued, I wait anxiously in my seat for the paper to get to me. It's a dangerous game, passing the note along so Brockling doesn't see. I mean, it passes time. It definitely passes time, and this school so far seems way more normal than Volcano High. Maybe except for the physical education teacher, but that's about it. If I'm participating, does that make me a slacker? Nah. The student to my side makes his move to toss the note over, but Procling starts turning around right then. He flinches and drops the hot potato on my desk in a flash. I nearly slam my own paper over the page to cover it from sight. Miss Procling continues to lecture about how the raptors and humans eventually started to get along because they traded narcotic leaves or something like that. Because of course it always boils down to drugs. And as you can see on the board here, now, I lift my paper. Luckily, there's plenty of space left. As for what everyone else has drawn, a not so solid attempt at a race car, rough sketches of some eyes, a bunch of doodles, names in various stylized forms that could only describe as graffiti, not a single dick, and of course, it's not a high school if someone hasn't drawn a penis. I was about to say, it's impossible that nobody has drawn a dick on that paper. Miss Procling with stink lines coming off of her? Yeesh, better not get caught with this. That being said, I'm drawing a blank. What should I draw? I don't exactly doodle every day. Drawing stuff for others is a nice gesture. Maybe I'll try to break the ice a bit. Although I don't really know anything about her. Hey, can't hurt to try though, yeah? I can think of a few things to sketch out here. Let's see. Are you fucking kidding me? You want me to... No, come on, I cannot draw for shit to save my life, especially with a mouse. Oh, for fuck's sake, this is embarrassing. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go with the first thing that came to my mind. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm drawing an Amogus. Sue me. Done, thank you. I have no idea what I could have drawn over here. And like I said, I don't know how to draw, especially with a mouse. I deeply apologize. And done. I'm so sorry. I didn't have a lot of room to really work with, but as I surreptitiously admire my work, I find that I have a long way to go. It feels like I'm being marked by the other doodles. Alright, Olivia's sure to like this. Miss Procling is still turned around, alright. I slip the paper over Olivia's shoulder. I won't have to get up and risk getting caught. And here we go. It's a bit tricky and I hesitate, but the paper meets its destination. She doesn't even look back, just takes the paper eagerly. And there's the smile. It's completely different from how she was acting earlier. Her tail is even swaying side to side. Oh, is that wagging? Huh. Alright, now she's gonna see my sketch and possibly think I'm cool. No, I don't think it works like that. She's not turning around. Well, it's not much, so it could also just... I'll be taking that. Whoops. Miss Procling snatches the paper from Olivia's clothes. She holds her arms out. She takes a glance at the paper, and a small crack of a smile appears on her face before going back to its stoic visage. So, is this how you view me, Miss Halford? Procling holds the paper up for all to see. Everyone in the class does best to avoid her persecuting gaze. I know that most of you were a part of this as well. Look, I'm not asking for much. Please do your assignments when you're in class. It's the least you can do. I mean, fair enough. We were just passing a note one at a time. She wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, how come all of us are in trouble? I noticed Procklin look down at Olivia for a moment before letting out a sigh of defeat. Look, since it's only the second day, I'll let this one slide, but I'm warning you now that I won't be so lenient the next time it happens. Otherwise, you'll end up like the last student who decided to be disruptive during class. What happened to him? Get a detention slip or something? No, that's a question you shouldn't have. Miss Procklin pulls up the window blinds and pushes the window screen open. Did she toss someone out of the screen? Out of the window? She then takes out a walkie-talkie. Slowly, yep, another hippie. Seat H4. What the fuck? Ow! Good job, soldier. Now, if we can, let's continue. We're on the second floor. I sink back into my seat and continue writing, mainly out of unadulterated fear of experiencing the same wrath from the teacher. Man, now I feel guilty for Olivia. I was the one to pass her the note after all. Maybe I shouldn't have tried. Well, I can always apologize after class. Miss Procklin places the note and continues with her lecture for another half hour. With 10 minutes of class left, I see Procklin look at a clock above the door. I then notice Olivia grabbing her attention, and as if she knew what she's already going to say to her, the teacher nods her head. Olivia grabs her backpack and shoves all of her things into it. In silence, she wheels herself to the door, opens it, and rolls on out. The teacher must have noticed me watching her leave. Accommodations. Alright, so possibly the elevator and everything. To make it before the crowd, okay. Well, there goes my chances of saying sorry to her. Feeling defeated, I decide to focus on writing down my notes for the rest of the time left. Although I do wonder... She must have noticed my doodle. Did she just ignore it then? No, it was swimming in the sea of other doodles, come on. And it's not like you signed it. Class comes and goes, and I head back home on the metro. Another day, another dollar. Though this time I pass on the mini breakfast burritos. Yeah, that's a good idea. After how bad they messed me up during PE yesterday, I don't want my stomach to endure that torture again. You learn from your mistakes. Instead, I just got a few hash browns from a fast food joint by the metro. Okay, I guess that's marginally better. I idly scroll through my feed as I usually do while the metro jostles about to my destination. It's been a few days now, and the strange scent of extremely cheap detergent and alcohol have become an afterthought. Some of the vines are actually plastic, and the flowers are little air fresheners. Okay, that's actually pretty darn smart. That's not actually something I noticed, more so witnessed when a passenger tried eating one. Oh, okay. Some of the vines are real though. For some reason they go untouched anyways. Maybe they're just not tasty. Vegetarians don't eat the grass to their lawns after all, right? Huh. Hello there. Anyways, the lights have gone out and someone just dropped a wrecking ball next to me. It must be Mr. Ferris. Hello there, sir. Good morning, Inko. Good morning. Has work been going fine? It has. Slowly, but I'm very thorough. I hate the idea of a place of learning not being an ideal place to learn. And I appreciate our talks. Your perspective has really helped me understand the student body more. Wait, really? Though I gotta admit, everything so far seems way more slow-paced. You're welcome. Hey, have you given any more thought to the fashion thing? Please don't. I have, although I can't say I really get it. There's plenty to see everywhere if you look just around. Really? Like what? Well, like, look at the girl on the other end of the car there. I'm guessing it's this one. It's rather revealing. I don't think that's really for me. I love my wife. And just mean as an example. Well, there's an event coming up. I could see about trying something new. What would you recommend? That's a good question. What would be good to use here? I don't know. In my inner eye, I conceptualize the coolest possible Ferris. The fresh machine is going full throttle. First sunglasses. Okay, from the side this looks good, but the front view, I think that would be a little bit... Yeah, nah. His eyes might be a little too far apart for that. However, beanie. Wait, seriously, a beanie? Moving on. Big guns, fresh jacket. Okay, the jacket looks better. There we go, the coolest possible Ferris. Mr. Nito, I mean, I gotta admit, with the mustache going all the way and melting into the bangs, that actually looks good. Sorry, just thinking. Why don't you start with... I think the jacket looked best, honestly. Really now? Those all sound rather expensive. Yeah, they are. You know what? Try a gold chain necklace. A what? Yeah, just make sure it's appropriately sized so it doesn't look silly. I swear to God, if he's going to get one of those giant fake gold gangster gold chains, then I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm sure it would go a long way, and they're pretty cheap to get. Well, alright, I'll take your word for it. We should talk about fashion love though. Is that really everything about these days? Oh, of course not. What do you want to know about? What's YOLO mean? Oh my god. I've heard the term thrown around recently. That was like 5 years ago. Oh. Oh my god. But you know what? When someone older asks you about today's lingo, you explain. Let them feel young. Mr. Ferris and I talk more about contemporary urban slang until we arrive at our stop. Okay. Art. Mr. Yarakan had just started talking about our first project for the class. As soon as he'd said the word, Olivia's hand had shut up. Her grey eyes sparkled in excitement, and a smile threatened to cross the perpetual frown etched on her snout. And she looks freaking adorable. The girl vibrates on a seat as she waves her arm in the air trying to get the teacher's attention. Yarakan's own smile was strained as he and Olivia engaged in a staring contest with one another. I could only marvel as the two argued with each other without a single word. Eventually, Yarakan won by turning off the lights and turning on the cheap projector hanging from the ceiling. And playing a safety video about paint that felt far too graphic for a school setting. I don't think I'll be able to eat barbecue for a while. Ugh. I think I'm getting the image. Thoroughly defeated, Olivia crosses her arms and pouts in the seat. And that is why we won't be using any of the more exotic materials for any projects, Miss Halford. Maybe I should have just skipped breakfast entirely. I still don't see the problem. Once you've all had the proper safety handling course in the second semester, you'll be allowed to use all-base paints. Until that time, however, all the assignments will require safer supplies. Now, since we've pivoted to this, might as well finish the full video. Okay. The grumpy Gator holds a hand to her throat, mumbling to herself as she grabs a metal flask and drinks from it. The entire display from her was mystifying, at odds with what Ben and Liz described Olivia. In fact, it kinda reminded me of... me. What? I can understand why, after all, Yadakan is letting Ben and I use some of his equipment in photography. That thrill of experimentation of new possibilities. No doubt that it brings a creative sparkle to our eyes. Okay, so you're seeing it from that angle. I can agree with this. Eyes that filled with pure malice as they glare daggers my way. Have we been staring? Oh, was I staring? Oops. Before I could offer an apology, she already had her hands on the wheels. She rolls up to Yadakan's desk. He leans forward intently. I can't make out anything that says through the video, but going by the occasional glare back, it's not hard to imagine. Crap, I really didn't mean to offend. Yadakan notices I'm watching and motions for me to come forward. Slowly, I shift out of my seat and approach the desk. Alright, is something going on here? Yadakan speaks in a hushed tone, just loud enough for me to hear over the makeshift matinee. Olivia's telling me you're making goofy faces at her. No, I said he's been staring at me all through class. Huh. It's weird, like he's never seen someone like me. I mean, maybe because you're pretty, but I'm not gonna say that out loud because it's probably gonna earn me a punch straight to the face. Can't you move him to a different seat? Now hold on a sec there, Olivia, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. Mr. Yadakan... It's like she's a different person here. She fishes out a canteen of water and brings it to her mouth. You're given a lot of leeway when it comes to seat assignment, but asking for something like this? I just want him to leave me alone. She sips again. What's that about? Well then, go, you tell us. What's on your mind? Can't have disagreements between classmates this early in the year. I'm confused, I didn't know there was any disagreement between us. Well, sometimes it's little things you do that you don't even think about that affect people the most. Anything like that come to mind? I shake my head. Olivia's glare doesn't diminish away from my field of view. I mean, I've been a bit curious about her since we sit next to each other and I'm friends with some of her friends. We all sat together at lunch yesterday. Yadakan nods to himself thoughtfully. Sounds like he just wants to hang out, Olivia. Her face scrunches at the mere thought. Not really interested. It's distracting me from classwork. I want to watch the video without being gawked at. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Does that resolve the issue for you, Olivia? No, I don't want somebody in this class. She goes to take another sip, but ends up turning the canteen upside down. All out. Okay, I don't think I can make that sound. Olivia, you can go fill that up if you want. You won't be missing anything. The video's nothing you don't already know, I'm sure. Olivia eyes me suspiciously and slowly moves out the door towards the nearest water fountain. Like I said, I'm constantly comparing this to Snoot Game, and all I can say is that this seems way less chaotic. Way less chaotic, but so far I'm enjoying this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I can sight. Alright. He leans back in his chair with his arms resting behind his head. Inko, I told you yesterday, if the air needs clearing, to do it yourself. Now she's in the mood because he was staring at her like a weirdo. And here I thought you two would get along. She even gave you that sketch she made of you. Truthfully, I'm impressed, but here we are. What's going on, big guy? Again, sorry. It's been a pretty busy few days. Yeah, I've got in a cool friend group. We're all gonna sit together at lunch. Olivia's there too. She didn't say much, but I got her a soda. Don't know why she's so upset at me. It's nothing personal, Inko. It's not? She's reticent, especially when it comes to change. If you're at her lunch period too, I can see why she'd be wary of you. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Yarakan? Yes? Why is she so open with you? How do you mean? Just now she spoke more in that conversation than all the other times I've seen her yesterday. I saw the canteen. I figured it's something to do with her voice, but it's surprising. Her water bottle's the other way around. It's unfortunate, but she just really rarely talks at all. I'm really sorry. And I guess she just really trusts me. I've known her since she was a freshman. She seemed to gravitate towards art and how I taught it, and soon enough I took her under my wing. But she lives with Damien, right? He's at the lunch table and she still barely talks to him. Poor kid. Hope he's doing alright. He seems to be alright. But here she's distant to everyone else. So much so I keep hearing weird things about her. Yadaka leans forward in his chair, suddenly attentive. Is this about you gossiping with Ben yesterday? A bit. He showed up to the table and said something about her being the same after she left. Probably some drama there, but I don't want to pry. He nods. But also Liz told me some weird things too. He stops nodding. I know of her. Is something wrong? No, she just said I shouldn't get invested in being her friend. Everyone's being real weird about it, so I was curious for myself. Yes, that's why I was looking at her weird, sorry. Well, at least there's the honesty. Yada rubs his temples. Ay, it's worse than I thought. What is it? I'll put it this way. You've met 3 people that know Olivia, other than me. Of the 3, only one thinks highly of her, and the other 2 start unloading drama on anyone willing to listen. In this case, you. No wonder you're confused. I hadn't thought of it like that. I don't blame you, you shouldn't be involved in anything stupid. High schoolers, you know. I guess. Yadakan inhales, collecting his thoughts. Important question then. Do you really want to be Olivia's friend? Huh? I mean, I guess. A judging eyebrow is raised my way. Better be serious about this. Are you really? Or just curious about her? He seems pretty serious about this. Yes then. Olivia returns to class and rolls right back up to the desk. Back. Have you changed his desk yet? Yadaka nudges his head towards me expectantly, prodding me on. I'm sorry I distracted you during class, Olivia. She looks to Yatakan and gets a similar nod. Sure? I mean, you're welcome. I mean, thanks. Shit. But, no really, I don't want to be distracted. Come on now, Olivia, the least you could do is give him another chance. You never know. I don't really want to know. I get he's like friends with Damien, but I don't really want to, you know, not in this class. But I'd like to be your friend. She stops and raises an eyebrow. Lots of those going around recently. Like she was expecting this response. She looks to Yatakan for help. Actually, Olivia, I also think he'd make a good friend for you. The betrayal. What? His words were like a battering ram. I'm simply saying to give Inko here a chance. I could almost see the imaginary bulwark she hid behind slowly crumbling from what Yatakan was saying. We are both quite similar at heart, though you might have different methods. Perhaps you'll find some compromise behind cynicism and naivety if you work together. That's actually a pretty darn well description. At least on Inko's part, the naivety. Finally, the last fragments of her imaginary fortress collapse. Olivia can only look at the odd teacher with timid confusion painted across her features. Well... I don't... Are you for real, Mr. Yatakan? I am. He's actually in another class of mine. I've seen him. He's passionate about his camera like you are with a brush. And I do expect great things from him. Okay. Sorry, I really thought, Oh! Whoops! She accidentally bit her tongue. Her mouth is clamped shut. It's just my opinion. You can make your own choices, Olivia. She nods furiously. Whoop, the movie's about to end. You two should get back to your seats. We good here? Olivia side-eyes me again and nods once more. Alright. He motions for us to skedaddle. Olivia backs away to her spot. Thanks, Mr. Yatakan. For what? I just gave an opinion. I'm serious, it's up to the two of you if you want to be friends. Don't screw it up. He waves me off again and gets up to flip the lights. And I guess soon it's gonna hit us that we basically missed the entire video and we don't know anything about what was said there too. But there are things that are important and more important, and I think clearing the air with the Gator girl was, yeah, way more important than instruction video. I get back to my seat and stare absent-mindedly at the projected screen as I digest Yatakan's words. He said he only gave his opinion, but it seems like he also gave me an opportunity to take the right steps in connecting with Olivia. And in what he said about her being passionate with a brush has gotten me even more curious about her artistic prowess. Speaking of whom, I noticed that she occasionally gives me a side-eye. I don't think she can see my eyes due to the dim lighting combined with my shades. She stares at me with a sense of strange curiosity, almost as if she's trying to get a read on me from my face alone. But from what I can tell by her facial cues, she seems confused and almost shaken up. It's like she wants to say something but keeps on backing away at the last second. I guess her mind is also jostling around from Yatakan's words. Our teacher flicks the light switch and I feel my retina burn from the bright lamp lights even with my sunglasses. Alright, normally in your first week we'll be doing something simple like a color swatch wheel. However, I think you all could manage something a bit more advanced. The Gator girl's head whipped around the word advanced. Whatever Olivia was thinking before regarding me seems to be forgotten, as she focuses almost entirely on the teacher. Mr. Yatakan holds up a stack of paper for us to see. First thing first, I'd like for you all to fill out these topic sheets, so that I know you understand how to safely handle oil-based paints. Last thing we need is another burnt down classroom. The way Yarakan says those words makes me imagine some pretty horrible outcomes. And the way he said it made me feel like it actually happened here. Like, not that long ago. Once you finish your sheets, bring them to me so I can review them. I'll be giving you the permission sheet after I know your lot won't set yourselves on fire or poison yourselves. The Alazar guy in front of me hands back the stack and I take a page from it before handing the rest to the Diplo girl behind me. My eyes scan over the sheet. What grade of mask do snoots longer than 3 inches require? And the realization hits me. I didn't see the first half of that video. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, this is gonna go great. My eyes scan over the page and I groan when I see questions I have no answers for. All of them pertaining to dinosaur anatomy. The art teacher looks directly at me and then to the side. I try to decipher his meaning, all with his eyes. Oh. I turn in my seat and lean closer to Olivia. What? What now? What? What is it? I'm not gonna let you draw me. What the hell? Looking at her paper, I see that she's already answered the questions I couldn't. I show her my own page, tapping the upper section that was still blank. Olivia groans and looks to Yarakan pleadingly. All she gets for her troubles is a thumbs up. No support. Okay. Fine. Okay, I thought she was about to drop the F-bomb. Fine. Here. She holds out her sheet for me. Wait, isn't this cheating? Who gives a fuck? That teacher wouldn't... When did he get to his desk? Why does he have a sleeping mask? If I look over the answers, I still learn the safety procedures. So what's the difference in the end? That must be what he's thinking. That's one way to look at it. Either that or he doesn't care. I copy the words from Olivia's sheet, doing my best to at least rephrase them. Some of my classmates are already walking up to Yarakan's desk. He's barely reading the pages, not even taking the sleeping mask off. He is a fucking amazing teacher. Thanks, Olivia. Whatever. Olivia finishes her page in a few seconds and wheels herself to the desk too. The last answer I'm fairly confident on. Like what flashpoint means. I don't think it's the same as photography, but okay. I get up and go to Yarakan's desk and set my safety assessment down. Good. Here's your permission slip to use hazardous paints. He didn't even bother to look over my worksheet. He lifts the eye mask from his face and looks at me with one eye. What? Most of that stuff doesn't apply to you, Inko. Just don't drink the paint or get it in your eyes and you'll be okay. Yes, Mr. Yarakan. Well, I guess the oil-based paints might react different with skin than it would with scales, so that makes sense. Attaboy, now go back to your desk and wait for class to end. Tomorrow I'll be starting you all on something simple. Like painting a cube or a ball. Yeah, model dodgeball painting. You said it on purpose. You cheeky little... The eye mask drops down and I return to my seat. The class clock reads 5 minutes until lunch. Olivia's back to leering at me. I consider what I should do or say, some sort of icebreaker. Mr. Yarakan said it was similar, and I can see some of what he means. But I'm a photographer and she's a painter. So a cubist and dadaist walk into a bar. Thank you. I don't think I could survive. I don't think I could survive that kind of a joke. Have a good lunch now. The moment the bell rings, Olivia shoves most of her things into her backpack, not caring if her notebook gets crushed. Once she zips up, she races out of the classroom. Guess she doesn't want to get caught in the chaos of the lunchroom stampede. I totally understand it, though. No, considering that it was a complete chaos, I don't think anyone would give a fuck that there was a girl in a wheelchair in that mosh pit. That would end up really badly, I think. I managed to avoid getting stuck in a frenzy by shuffling along the wall the long way around the lunchroom. It's a bit longer, but at least there's less risk of getting used as an improvised meat club. Hey, why don't I just go into the courtyard? It's right there, next to the table. Damn it. Next time. Hey, is there a palm tree or something by the table now? Never seen one with the trunks that green. I get around the last of the crowd and approach the table. Okay. Damien's here, chowing down on a sandwich stuck with various meats. And like yesterday, Olivia's already at the table. Hey Damien, you seen Liz? Thought she was joining us for lunch. Without a word, Damien points to the palm tree next to us. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh crap, that's not a tree. I look up to see Liz's head in the rafters, prodding at the vines on the ceiling. The ceiling was a lot lower in the computer lab, so I couldn't tell as easily, but that neck is long. Anyways. Hey Liz. Hey Uncle, couldn't see you from up here till I heard you. Well, I guess I'll go ahead to get my food from the vending machines again. Making my way over to the vending machines, I do the same song and dance I did last time. A card swipe and a few button presses later earned me a couple cans of soda, 2 bags of chips, and a few candy bars. It's like when the teacher asks if you brought enough candy for everyone, only now it's true. I head back to our table, the bundle of foodstuff in my makeshift pouch, and distribute them. Olivia gets her share, but she doesn't say anything. Oh, sweet! Oh, why thank you, Inko. Damien, if you'd be so kind. Already on it. Damien cracks open a can of soda just as Liz lowers her head next to him. She's wearing a novelty soda cup. Really? Okay, but this looks actually fucking adorable. Keaton speed swaps the old can with a new one, almost like he's swapping wheels on a Formula 1 racer. Thank you. No problemo. Liz's head cranes back up the top of the ceiling to continue eating the foliage. So, Nico, how's your day been so far? It's been pretty decent, I'd say. I'm mostly looking forward to photography since Ben will show me some good photo shots. Good God. I'm really sorry about my stumbling. Cool. Damien just nods as he continues to munch on his sandwich. I think he zoned out about halfway through my sentence. Oh, and also, Liz helped me submit my contest entry. Awesome, can always rely on Liz to help you out. Flattery will get you nowhere, Damien. Just saying the honest truth. Liz entered the contest too, right? Everyone must be trying to win the cash prize. The money's okay. Okay, that's adorable. Liz comes down again with a mouthful of leaves. Her hands hold up a tray with each segment filled with a different sauce. But the real prize is having your submission featured on the sponsor's magazine cover and in a featured article. How is she still articulate? Do you have any idea how great that looks on resume? Heck, I can probably get a scholarship with that alone. Wow, you really got all this planned out. What'd you submit? She takes a moment to swallow her salad and then shares a huge grin. I submitted my best digital art piece. Ooh, what is it? Here. The tray is set aside so she can bring out her phone to show Damien and me her entry. It looks to be a village townhouse piece, very rustic and classy. It looks pretty good. Yo, that's so cool! That looks so realistic. Thanks, took me about a week to really blend some of the more fanciful elements into each other. I based it off my grandfather's home from the old country. This is amazing. You can't even tell that this whole thing is digital art and all. Damien grabs hold of Liz's phone and turns towards Olivia. Hey Olivia! She jumps up, having been suddenly made relevant to the conversation she was just spectating. What? I'm not giving these chips back, they're mine. It's not that. I was just going to show you Liz's entry. Olivia narrows her eyes and leans over to see the image on Liz's phone. She then looks up and gives Damien a quick nod before returning to eating her chips. Yeah, that was a little bit awkward. Damien's smile falters a little at her minimal response, though he's back to his usual grin as Liz takes back her phone. Wow, Liz, I didn't know you were so into digital painting. That looks great. Do you plan on being an artist after graduating? Oh, thanks. Well, no, I don't plan on being an artist per se. The plan is to be an antiques dealer, specifically with art. What's that mean? It means you buy the splattered canvases everyone else just uses for money laundering. That was a little bit too on the nose, but also brutally honest. No. I'll make the real deal stuff. There's a real market out there for it. So I'm taking the AP business class and using the school's prestigious art program. That's actually why I picked this place out. There's a real elite selection of graduates from here. Oh, you're the school treasurer too, right? Sure am. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm ready for the real deal. I mean, that's like planning ahead. And like really meticulously planning ahead. Kinda like Naomi, but without the manipulation. I do love painting though, it's not just an ends to the means. Maybe that's why I want to get into trading. I can get the right people the right art they need. That's very thoughtful, huh? I should start thinking of my future more. I wonder what Olivia thinks about this, if it even interests her. Damien is just exaggeratedly nodding his head up and down, and I don't know if he's agreeing with Liz or headbanging to some tune playing in his head. Okay, someone's feeling down. I look to the side to see Olivia staring down the chill pack, looking pensive. I guess I'm not the only one that's a bit worried about our long-term plans after school compared to Liz. But we got the whole year still. What about you, Damien? Don't really have a big goal set. Only reason I'm going here is because it's the closest school to our home. Damien, you know I keep telling you about planning ahead. I know, but I like keeping my options open. So what are you doing in school? I just picked out any classes that seem interesting to me. But I gotta say, home economics class is pretty fun. I get to make food in class and eat it too. I mean, his approach is actually pretty darn good. Just go what feels like it and roll with it. From learning skills in a class like that, you'd be a perfect husband. Yeah. Wait, what? What? Okay. But to get back to my point, that art contest. If I win and get that interview, it's an insane advantage. I'll say. By the way, Olivia, did you submit something for the art contest? Oh. She looks away slightly deflated. Nah. Whoa. Really? Oh crap, I might have a chance then. Hey Liz, that sounds a certain way. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Olivia rolls her eyes and merely goes back to munching on her chips. Mr. Yadakan said you were really entertaining, and I really like the portrait of me you'd made. Whoa, she what? Her suspicious leer is now replaced by a murderous glare. Yep, lunch is the perfect time to eat my feet. I haven't actually seen any of her real work, only something she'd done out of boredom. Olivia's eyes close as she inhales deeply, the air of neutrality returning to her once she reopens them. She looks me up and down again, as though something will be different this time. Can't. What's that mean? Besides, even if I could, they're gonna be looking for the best artists here, so you gotta show that to them with how good your art is. But I just don't want them to look at me and feel like they have to give me a reward out of pity. Okay, that's one thing, and that's actually kinda understandable. Like, being seen through the prism of your condition, let's say, is kinda sucky. Damien's face is frozen mid-bite, his sandwich losing its meat integrity by the second as his eyes flick between Olivia and I. I can practically hear the blaring alarm in his head as his brain catches fire trying to connect the dots. I want to be judged for my art and not... Olivia struggles to formulate the next few words and lets out a weary sigh. It would just feel undeserved. How? Yeah, how? Damien. Okay, the way she did this with her neck is freaking adorable. Has it ever happened before? Do people really do that? You weren't there for it. Some loser refused to even tell me to take advantage of it. Why not? That was a bad move. Dude, seriously? That's kinda like my own reaction here. Why? So I constantly get reminded of myself? So I can't separate myself from my work? So I can get complacent being worse so I can eventually rely on it? So the playing field can be even? That's a lot all at once. I'm not even sure I got all of that, but I definitely touched a nerve I shouldn't have. No, sorry. Olivia brushes her hair down. Look, I don't want to get awards and praise I haven't earned. I'm seriously not that good. I really wouldn't win. She sighs and takes a long sip of cola. Can I see some of your work? No. Well, there's that. Man, she really shouldn't put herself down like that. I get it, a lot of the students here are crazy good at art. Some are probably better now than I'll ever be, and they're just starting. It's pretty scary to think about. I mean, like that landscape or the city near the principal's office. Landscape? Hold on, I took a shot of it. It's a bit tough getting my camera out now with all the books I needed for class in a way. Well, at least there's no Saturnia coloring book, that's always something. I lay out the contents of my backpack, taking my treasured DSLR out last. DSLR, there we go. After finding the shot in question in the menus, I turned the display towards everyone else so they could see the glamour shot. A freshman made that painting. Just from looking at it, I can see why it won the first place. I drew that. Yeah, I was about to... Yeah, that was O. Halford on the plaque, right? Oh. Her name is on it, isn't it? My brain finally makes a connection with the signature on the mural. That was you? Is it that much of a shocker to you? Quite a bit, yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, it's whatever. Had to have some dumb guy help me out so it isn't like I was the one who did it all. So, when you say you can't enter, it's because you already won once? Yeah, basically. She looks away from us, eating her chips in silence. I heard the expression of being one worst critic, but I'd never expect Olivia to kick herself this hard. I'm mentally kicking myself thrice over just for thinking the last part. What, something wrong, Liz? Did she bite her tongue or something? Why is she imitating one of those pitcher plants right now? Liz? What's with the look, long neck? Just surprised to see you in better spirits is all. Oh, that eyebrow raise. You're making it weird. Don't make it weird. Yeah, it's been ages, Olivia. To think a randy like Inky here got you to open up like this in just 2 days. He gestures to me. What'd you do, man? No, come on, Damien. The girl in question freezes, Damien's thoughtless comments having thrust her into self-awareness. Whoops. I am really sorry, accidentally pressed the wrong button, and she just leaves. Olivia, wait! She's gone. Well, she did give a warning. Yeah. I was just excited she was making good progress. Right, that could have gone way better. And you know, considering everything, this episode's definitely over an hour long, I think. And considering that it's probably a transition between lunch and the next class, I think it would be actually a really good spot to wrap everything up for right now. I don't want to make the episodes too long. So yes, I'm wrapping everything up over here, and that would be it for today. So, as always, I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.